24 teams that will make up next season's League One campaign. Who's going to go up? Who's going to go down? I got my early door insane predictions coming at you next. That's right, folks, back again with another prediction video. Today we're taking a look at my insanely early predictions for the 2023-2024 League One campaign. We now know the 24 teams after the result of the League One playoff final and League Two playoff finals. Of course, who's up, who's down, who's going to join us. Well, we'll go through all of it in a second, of course. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. And if you're new, where you been, subscribe, thumbs up. Your one-stop shop for Rovers, League One, League Two, whatever you want, right here under one Rooski. Now, we do these each and every season, and of course, we're trying to get in there as early as possible, of course. So we're going to predict from the middle of the pack all the way down to the bottom, and of course, then tipped all the way to the tip of the top. I've got all the clubs coming at you right here. I'm going to go through them one by one. Number 13 spot it is the Tangerines. That's right, Blackpool, currently managed by Niall Critchley. He's back after, of course, leaving to become an assistant manager. I would have asked him, what was he thinking? But he's back. Tail between his legs, maybe. Long-term deal. I don't think it's going to work out great in his first season. We'll see how the recruitment goes. Of course, losing key personnel. Patino's gone. Keeping a hold of Jerry Yates is something as well. He can score goals at championship level. Keeping a hold of him, and you might have a chance to make sure a return to the championship is on the cards. But for me, first season back, 13th spot. Into 14th spot we go, and it is Carlisle United. Well done to them, getting over the line in the League Two playoff final. I've got them actually ranked the highest of the League Two promoted side. Some may think that's a bit bizarre, but I just think, momentum is a thing, and clubs such as Carlisle can benefit from momentum. Riley, because we're getting off to an early start in the campaign, that is going to be massive. Got a great coach as well at Carlisle. The name escapes me at the moment, but who cares? Into 14th spot we go, and it's Carlisle United. Congratulations to them getting over the line in the League Two playoff final. Of course, I've got them actually ranked the highest League Two club that's got promoted this past campaign. So I think momentum is a must for teams such as Carlisle. Going to go try and get off to a fantastic early start to really spearhead their campaign. And 14th for them is probably an overachievement, probably punching above their weight. The long-term effects or the long-term plan for Carlisle is massive. Staying in this division is key, and for them, that will feel like winning the title. Spot we go is Charlton Athletic. That's right. Well, they finished last season. They finished into 10th spot. So a bit of a downgrade for them, according to my eyes. Dean Holden, the manager formerly of Bristol City, I think. I've got some young, exciting prospects on them. They did bring some young, exciting guys on loan, and that's going to be their ethos moving forward, bringing in some more exciting players. I doubt they can bring in the same, and also keeping a hold of the likes of Miles Leeburn, a hot prospect, young striker. Of course, he is Charlton through and through. His dad scored a shit ton of goals for Charlton. He wants to do the same. He probably wants to break his own records anyway. But of course, Charlton for me has struggled this campaign down into 15. Points, it's Deduction FC, that's right, it's Wigan. This is actually quite an optimistic prediction for them. I fear they might even have more points deductions. We may even see them drop down another tier, that's right. God, I don't even know who their manager is these days. Sean Maloney's got a job to do to keep these guys head above water, let alone promotion, and I think that should be furthest away from their memory. I still think they have a lot of quality in there if they get paid, otherwise they could be seeing a mass exodus at the DW. Is that why they play the DW? But anyway, for me, struggling is Wigan. They're going to go not down, but 16th spot. Into 17th spot is the Orient. That's right, Leyton Orient back in the third tier for the first time in a long, long time. I am thrilled about this. I love watching the Orient. I think they're a good, a traditional London club, and I'm excited to have them back at this level. Can they compete? Not really. I don't think they'll compete this time around, but I think they'll be a decent team to avoid. Teams will not like to play against them. Of course, they got promoted with flying colours, and I still think they'll be in League One further down the road. I think it's just a stepping stone. They'll click on and maybe even challenge for promotion in 2 to 3 years' time. But right here, right now, Leyton Orient for me, where are they going to go? They're going to go into 17. of course, above these guys, Fleetwood Town, 18th spot for me. Scotty Brown's boys, what they do last season, didn't do great last season. They actually did all right considering where I thought they would end up. 13th last season, bit of a downgrade this time around. I think this division is getting stronger, not weaker, and that's a problem. It's a problem for teams like Fleetwood Town. No disrespect, of course, we're seeing the likes of Wigan and Blackpool. Yes, necessarily might have some restrictions and some problems, but the lure of their previous history in the leagues is going to cause some problems, especially for teams like Fleetwood in that area as well, the northwest area. But Scott Brown did a great job considering the circumstances and the limitations he has with the COD Army. But for me, again, not a great season for them. All the way down to 18th. To 19th spot we go, and it's Steve Evans' boys. Stevenage, well, the fact that they're here, for me, is just insane, of course. Coming in, did wonders last time around. I had tipped Stevenage not to do very well last season, but Steve Evans come in, fantastic job, and they're here, and they're going to stick around. I think they'll compete, they'll cause problems, frustrations as well, but any plans for any back-to-back promotions I don't think is going to happen for Steve Evans and Stevenage, but the fact that they're here and going to survive in 19th ain't too shabby. 20th, another promoted team is Northampton Town. I think this is their peak. I think they can't really break this mould just yet. I think they'll need 2 or 3 seasons, consistent seasons at League One to really challenge for maybe a push towards the top end and of course maybe compete for promotion again. But this time around I think it's just surviving in this league because it's tough down the bottom and there's some big names that shouldn't be down here, that are down here, but Northampton need to avoid that at the moment. So for me, of course, promoted last time around, they need to survive, and they will, but only just. Down into 21st spot and going down, that's right, it's over the Pirelli, it's Burton Albion. Have they been bloody, have they been treading water for the past few seasons? I don't really know what's going on. They actually had not bad end to the campaign, finishing in 15th, but I just think there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. I don't know. I'm not a Burton guy, but I just they were dealing with stuff. The past couple of seasons that they seem to be stuck in a sort of rut, and I think this is where they're going to bite off more than they can chew. And I think they'll struggle. Of course, who's the manager right now? I don't even know. No idea. They're going down. Joining them, going down into 22nd spot will be Cheltenham Town. Now this one is a bit bold. Where did they finish last season? They finished in 16th last season, of course, managed by Wade Elliott. I'm not too sure about this. Again, promoted quite recently in the past 2 or 3 seasons. I can't remember when, but I just think the strength, the competition in this league, when you consider I'm putting Wigan and Blackpool towards the bottom end, I think teams like Burton, teams like Cheltenham are going to struggle, and I think Cheltenham are going to go down this time around. They've had a good couple of seasons in this division, but they're going to get found out this time. They're going down to 27. Joining them, of course, will be Port Vale. That's right. No more Darryl Clark. He's gone. Andy Crosby, the interim. Has that been changed? Has that been updated? Let me know in the comments down below. But for me, I feel Port Vale will again, just like teams above them, they were survived last season. They were even in the discussion of maybe even playoffs towards around about January, February. They were in there, but they just kind of fell off the face of the earth. And I think that form is going to continue into the new year, especially with some uncertainty about who's going to be in charge again. I don't even know. I don't know. It might have been resolved. They might have an actual head coach in the hot seat. But for me, they're going down into 23rd. But going down rock bottom in League One for me is, of course, Cambridge United. That's right, of course, promoted with Cheltenham, promoted with who I can't remember. It might have been Port Vale, I can't remember. But they're going to go down. Of course, they finished 20th last time. They were lucky to hang on to League One this campaign. I think they're going to go over the edge this time and join my boys, who have got there, Burton, Cheltenham and Port Vale in League Two in the 2024-25 campaign. So Cambridge, unfortunately, under the managerialship of Mark Bonner, who's hotly tipped. Well, he was hotly tipped. His stock was high, but might have taken a tumble. But they're going down, 24th. Where are we going now? To 12th spot, that's right, and it's Elliot Bennett's boys. When I say Elliot Bennett, I mean Steve Cotterell's boys at Shrewsbury Town. Good campaign, they finished 12th last season. No change in my eyes. They're one of those steady Eddie teams that are not going to go promote, they're not going to go down, they're League One. They're League One. They need to have a fantastic season somewhere. They have a fantastic start, explosive start. They're going to get anything better than mid-table. But they did finish strongly. Might have trailed off towards the right end of the season, but you know, the last quarter they were in good shape, and they could have maybe snuck in at the end. But unfortunately, no. They're out this time. 12 for me as well. Into 11th spot we go, and it is Lincoln City. Mark Kennedy, where are you? Whoop, whoop, in the Imps. 11th for me this time. 11th last time around. Well, no change as well. What am I doing? Am I just copying the end of the table? No, I'm not. I'm going with my gut, going with my heart. I just feel that we're an exciting club, and I still think they're in the right track. They're on the right track. Maybe another season or two before they can be playoff contenders and maybe flirt with getting themselves into the championship. But right now, I think a steady Eddie season, maybe even flirt with the playoffs perhaps, but ultimately falling short. So 11 for me. 10th spot now, I don't know. The longer I look at this one, the longer I think about this one, the more towards the bottom I feel is going to be Wycombe Wanderers. They don't have Gareth Ainsworth no more. They finished 9th last season. Not really great at the end of the season as well, just 1 win in 5. So this one, I might have to revisit this one once we get closer. And that's the thing with these videos. These are my insanely early. As soon as I can get the video out, they're out. And I feel Wycombe right now, top 10 for me on this one. Of course, managed by Matt Bloomfield. Is he the right guy to take over the Lions? Will Gareth Ainsworth come back with his tail between his legs? That, my friends, is something that I will put some money on. But for me, Wycombe Wanderers in the current state, 10th, but maybe less than that. Into 9th spot is Liam Manning's boys, of course. Oxford, season to forget for them last time around, finishing 19th, of course. Always bridesmaid, never the bride, but last time they nearly went down. But I think they'll be more of a threat in regards to the playoffs, of course, finishing in my eyes in 9th. Last season they were all the way down into 19th, so 10 spots better off with Liam Manning in charge. He has also had a nightmare to forget. He was with MK Dons, who eventually went down, so he needs some good fortune and good luck. And this is the ticket for them to get him back on track, get him in the spotlight once again, because he was touted to be the next Swansea coach, the next something coach. Right now he's had to take another job to try and get himself back up there. Oxford, the old Oxford are back in the mix of the playoffs. Into 8th spot we go as Exeter City. Goodness gracious me, could they make the push into the playoffs this campaign? Finishing, 14th last time around? Progression on the cards for Exeter. Of course, wasn't too long ago they were League Two. Some exciting players have come and gone through the doors of Exeter City. And of course, they're looking to make that next step now across to the playoffs. I do think they're going to be just shy on this one for this campaign into 8th spot, but they are a team to watch, to keep an eye out, and maybe even a quid to make them into the top 6. We'll see that. Into 7th spot, and it's Joey Barton's boys. That's right, he's been there, seen it, and done it with Bristol Rovers. He's been there when they were relegated. He's been there when they were promoted from League 2 to League 1. Can he now do the difference and get them into the playoffs? I've got them just falling shy, of course, here. Finishing 17th last time. I kind of fell off the face of the earth. 7th I've got them this time around. Keeping hold of Aaron Collins is massive. I don't know if he's going to stick around, but if he does stick around, you've got the goals to get in there. And of course, they brought in Matey Boy. What was his name? The hot shot from Preston, Sinclair, or whatever his name is. Former Celtic guy. I can't remember his name. His name eludes me right now. I'm sweating in a garage in deepest, darkest Georgia. But 7th for me for Barton's boys. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. So here we go then into the playoffs, and we're starting with unfortunate. It's Peterborough. Goodness gracious me, that's right. Darren Ferguson is the man. They've backed him. They've given him a long-term contract. He is Mr. Peterborough. He's going to get it right this time, or at least get the back into the playoffs, back in contention once again. But uncertainty, question marks remain about the staff or about the players. Johnson, Clark Harris expected to leave the club. Where are the goals going to come from? So major concerns. I'll have to reevaluate this when, of course, we get closer to the start of the season. See who's been brought in to replace the goals if Clark Harris leaves. But right now, I have them squeaking into 6th spot. That's the playoffs. Joining them, of course, is another P. It's Portsmouth. again, forever the bridesmaid, never the bride, finishing 8th last season. This time I have them securely in there in 5th spot. Currently managed by Mourinho. No, mate, no, it's Mourinho, John Mourinho, of course. They're trying to get things right this time around behind the scenes at Fratton Park, trying to build an ethos, a new structure, a new format for Portsmouth, and hopefully buy to sell kind of job. And they're hoping to start this season in the right direction, because I think they are one of these, the Sunderlands, the Sheffield Wednesdays of the world, with a humongous mantle or someone weight from the city of Pompey on their shoulders. They don't belong in this division. They do not belong. The likes of Derby, the likes of Bolton, the likes of Portsmouth. These are the clubs that should be up much higher, but they're not. They're struggling, and these need to get it right. Will they get it right this time? 5th for me. That's not too shabby. Into 4th spot we go, and it is one of those other clubs. It is Bolton Wanderers, that's right. Making the playoffs last time around, finishing it in 5th. One place better off for me this time around, into 4th. Of course, keeping Ian Everett at charge is massive, very exciting coach. I think he's a hot property as well. I think he could be lured elsewhere, perhaps. I was going to say Bolton, Blackpool, but they've gone for Critchley. So Everett will probably stay at Bolton this campaign, but he needs to get it right if he's going to stick around for the long term. Into 3rd now we go, and it is a team just missing out on the top spot. It's Derby County, that's right, it's the Rams, managed by Paul Ward. They finished in 7th last time around. Against still an attractive club. They're going to bring in the big boys. They're going to bring those sort of players that looking for a reboot, regen. They might even get Johnson Clark-Hampson. Who knows? They might get some of the exciting talent in this division, or maybe some fallen giants who are coming in to save the Rams again from despair. They need to get it right this time. And I think with Paul Warren, they've got the right coach, but they're going to fall short a little bit this campaign. It's going to be exciting though, the race for League One, just as it has been this year. It's going to be just as exciting next year. The Rams in 3rd. Into 2nd spot, and it is Reading, that's right. Of course, it looks like, rumour has it, Chris Wilder, would you believe it or not, wants tipped to do the next best thing everywhere else in the Championship. Might be taking a step backwards to the Majewski, that's right, to take Reading back at the first attempt. Of course, they're going to lose Lucas Chow, that's for sure. What other key personnel are they going to lose? But I think Tom Ince as well, a really small release clause. That's probably going to be activated by a club in the Championship as well. So a lot of work to do for Chris Wilder, but if he gets it right, he gets the time, gets the backing, these guys could dominate this division and get back in the first attempt. But if he gets it wrong, gets off to a wobbly start, he could be out on his ear. 2nd spot though for me, for Reading. And into top spot we go. Unfortunately at the playoffs they dipped out. It is Barnsley, that's right. Can they get it right this time? I think so. I think they've got all the tools. The manager's great, even though he has a 6th finger from his Burnley days, but still, Barnsley are going to be contenders, not only for promotion, but for the title. I'm going to go for them. I'm going to bold, stick my neck out and say, Barnsley, you don't need the playoffs this time. They're going up in 1st. Well, there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. That's my 2023-2024 early door, insanely early door predictions for the League One campaign. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. Of course, I want to see what you think will happen in this campaign. We've got lots of stuff to come out this channel over in the summer and, of course, into the new season. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you smash the thumbs up and hit the little bell. That's my non-stop shop. I'm going to go get out of this sauna. I'll see you soon for the next one. Giddy.